Can I talk to you about the ark, the body, and the dream? You know, this building of a vessel that can hold who you're becoming. See, there's a lot of work that I'm doing on awareness of the nervous system, and lately symbols have been following me. You know, these non-dramatic chain of events, they're just quiet, unmistakable ways that consciousness speaks when it wants your attention. It's those whispers that make the difference. So, you know, it could be a toy that's been placed innocently in a child's hand, a sign at an airport, a symbol surfacing in a group meditation. These are all encounters that I have been witness to with subscription members. And a moment at the gym for myself that suddenly became something else. And it was this realization that landed. And, you know, this isn't coincidence that I'm speaking about. These are instructions. And when the psyche is ready to evolve, life will begin to speak more in these instructions, these metaphors to life will bring, show themselves. And dreams are where metaphors can very often come alive. And the Noah's Ark that I speak about came in various ways to talk about non-punishment. So we're taught the story of Noah's Ark as a warning, but actually it's a story of destruction and of judgment that we place on selves. And this is what comes out in our dream work as well, by the way. And what I sat with and what was coming through, not just for me, but for members, was about what shifting is like. Noah's Ark, again, I'll reinforce, is not about punishment. The story represents preservation. It's about recognizing when old structures, old identities and coping mechanisms are no longer a way of living. It can no longer be held as a way of life. And instead of panicking about this, in the collapse, you build. And not out of place from certainty all the time, and not often because you have the proof, but because something deeper says now. It may whisper now, and then come as a command if not heard. And Noah doesn't become someone new after the flood. You see, he became someone new the moment he said yes to building. And so this was building before there was evidence it would work. So you had to be a little bit crazy, right? And it matters because identity is not proven by outcome. It's chosen in preparation. So the preparation is being able to look, the shadow work, and the only character in the story that I want to say is about this archetype called Rocky that I love because I used to watch this film when I was young, and no understanding why, but it speaks to me now. The only component that's staring you in the face is the one in the mirror, and everyone else is a reflection. Everyone in this life is a prompt projection, a teacher, which is a mirror to the self. So we look at our environment in this way, and suddenly everything gets converged. The arc, the body, the dream, the reflection. This isn't about escaping life. This really is about becoming the vessel that can carry yourself forward. Your body is the arc, and it really came to me more, the download, because it was presented to me in the gym. Just strange interaction, nothing dramatic on the surface, but internally something very clear. You will have to look at my other podcast to get the specifics of that interaction. But my higher self spoke, not in words, but in this knowing. I just knew what this experience was when this woman stood in front of me in the mirror. So we want to build the vessel. We want to, not out of vanity and not out of fear, but reverence. Because the body is not separate from consciousness. It is the container through which consciousness, the conscious experiences itself. So just like the ark, that has been a metaphor that's been coming in for many of you, suddenly other archetypes stepped forward. And I'll go back to the Rocky. When Rocky was never about winning, when you look at it intrinsically, it was about a story based on triumph. It's a story about staying standing, about showing up when fear is louder than confidence, and about choosing discipline when no one is watching. And I think this is the most vital piece, is being prepared to do the root chakra work. It's about believing you are worth the effort before you have evidence. A lot of people want to have their psyche staring them in the face, but Rocky didn't become a champion in the ring. He became one the moment he trained like someone who mattered, and this is matter that we're trying to change here. And here's a synthesis that landed so clearly for me, and that is that faith builds the container. It really does, and courage steps into it. So faith, health and mortality, there's a tenderness here, and I want to speak to it honestly, because when these symbols arrive together, and they often do this at a threshold, you often get the sensation of everything happening at once. This is the flood. The flood represents what we cannot control. We also say, be careful what you wish for, because it really comes true. Time, the body, uncertainty, mortality, the fight represents what we can have power over, how we care for ourselves, how we meet fear head on, and how we stay present even when nothing is guaranteed. This is the test. So neither Noah nor this archetype Rocky, this character I love, was promised safety. No, they were promised meaning. And faith in this context is not about getting rid of, nothing bad will happen. It's getting rid of the negativity. It's the faith that even if something negative comes along, I will not abandon myself. Fear about health, it's not a weakness, it's awareness. You just want to get really curious. And curiosity is often the doorway into a deeper reverence for being alive. No, it didn't kill the cat, by the way. A forgiving God and permission to be human. There is where the story softens. And Noah struggled after the flood because the cat died from not looking both ways when crossing the road, I must add. So Rocky failed publicly, and none of it disqualified them. A forgiving God or forgiving consciousness does not demand perfection. It says you don't need to be flawless to be faithful, because mistakes are not moral failures. These are evidence. The failures, the mistakes are evidence that you are inside the arena and you're not hiding from life. Grace is what allows growth to continue when fear says you should stop. And dreams are the integration point. And this is where dreams enter the conversation, because dreams are where all of this is metabolized. Dream interpretation isn't about prediction. It's not about symbolism in isolation. You've got to look at it as in an integrated way. Dreams arrive when the psyche is reorganizing itself. And so it's there when an old identity is dissolving and a new one is being assembled or being called to build. And it's whether or not you take the calling, by the way. There are mirrors, not of who you were, these dreams, but of who you are becoming as well. They might be showing you what you're letting go of. And they don't speak in logic. They're can be very dramatic, or not, subtly weird. They speak in image, sensations, emotions, relationship, which is why rushing a dream is like interrupting a birth. See, the deeper truth is, if I distill everything that's been coming through these past weeks and months, the arc, the body, the mirror, the fights, the dreams, it comes down to this. You are not being asked to eliminate fear. This is about being asked to build something strong enough to hold the fear. This is why I hold space in my sessions. And the arc is inner safety. My vessel provides that. And the fight that embodies courage. God is compassion that does not withdraw when you stumble. And you are not here to outrun mortality. You are here to live honestly in presence. So I want to say Happy New Year, by the way. I forgot to put that one in. It's just, things are just coming in really fast, and I want to get things to you in real time because there's a lot that's happening here. And I want to talk on this sort of close about dreaming vividly. If symbols have been following you, which I'm sure they have, if your inner work, the inner world is becoming louder than your outer one, this is a time where things really start to ramp up. It may be because something in you is reorganizing, because you're plugging into this content, because you're doing the Zooms. And so dreams are not messages to rush. They are invitations to remember who you are becoming. And so if, as you're seeing this, you'll be part of the Awakening the Psychic Within. You may come across this somewhere else, but this is primarily for the subscription group. You're welcome to message me for dream interpretation. And these are not surface readings, by the way. These are relational, intuitive, and are often unfold over time. Because when a dream arrives, through my experience, it's really asking for analysis. It's really wanting you to just bear witness. And so sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let someone walk with you as you build the arc. I just looked at the time, it's 13:13. Past, present, future, running simultaneously. So if you'd like, I mean, I can also create a service, or which I'm introducing, where you message me your dream content. A lot of people are penning things through AI as well, but just know that I bring this psychic, emotional edge, emotive edge, that really allows your dream to speak specifically to you with texture and dynamics. So I shall leave it there. Until then, have a blessed day. I'm sure I will connect with you again very soon.